Hey guys, welcome to a fresh video here on the channel. Back in the studio, back home, loving it. And some exciting news. We have a new player. His name is Francis Evans. He is the one that has been chosen via the SSP. He will join the Carlton Football Club after a few months of pre-season training. There were quite a few train-on players that we had. There was a bit of talk around Denver Granger Barras being the front runner, and then Liam McMahon as well to an extent. Will White, these names, but Francis Evans is the one. So who is he? What's the story? And why is it such a shock? Why was he not one of the favourites? Well, what we know about him is he was drafted by the Geelong Footy Club, actually, with pick 41 in the 2019 draft. He didn't play in his first year, 2020. Played 2 games in 2021, played 5 games in 2022 before then going and moving across to Port Adelaide, who selected him as a delisted free agent at the conclusion of the 2022 season. So he is 23. What it says here on the Port Adelaide website is that he has shown good goal sense, strong overhead marking ability, and a willingness to work hard to win the ball and keep it in the forward line. Interesting about Francis Evans, he actually played 17 games in 2024, which that's a solid return. He played in their final 11 games, so he seemed to find himself in a position at Port Adelaide where he was entrusted to play quite a few games. I mean, 17 games is significant, and the last 11 in a row is significant as well. So I'm quite curious as to what happened. It doesn't matter now because he's at Carlton, but just curious as to, I thought he was going to be a part of their future moving forward. I remember noticing him during games. He's a bit of a goer, not afraid to have a shot on goal, and he generates shots on goal. And I just thought it was quite interesting when he was delisted. And so when I saw that he was training with us, I wasn't it wasn't unfamiliar to me. I knew who he was. I'd seen him play. For those of you who play Draft Stars, he's a cheaper option for fantasy players. So I knew who he was, and it says a few things. Given that Denver Granger Barras was the talk, maybe amongst the fan base, as being the favourite to get that spot, does that mean that what they're seeing from the likes of Jack Silvani and Nick Haynes down back, does it mean that what they're seeing there during training is enough for them to be confident that we don't need another tall defender? By the same rhetoric, does it mean that our small forwards haven't yet locked themselves into a position of strength, and that's why we need to go for another small forward? So that's my first reaction. But look, ultimately we've got an experienced player who's been in the system for quite some time, who's played for a good team. Port Adelaide have been a top 4-ish team for a number of years now, and he was able to play bulk games in 2024. So he's been in the system for a little while. What are the expectations of him? Hard to say. I don't really know, other than you're on the list, and if you're on the list, you should hopefully be ready to play if called on. And I think he is. He's not a player that's in the first few years of his career trying to figure out his routine and his habits. He's been in the system for quite some time. He has played for 2 clubs. He's been through 2 different systems. This will be his 3rd. And so I think he'll be ready if he's called upon. I want to welcome him to the Carlton Football Club, and we'll go from there. What was your reaction? What was your reaction to the whole process? I mean, I think he wasn't the favourite name that was put forward. I guess it just goes to show, ultimately we're all guessing. We've got little tidbits of information that we get given through the mainstream, but I didn't see many people talking about Francis Evans as the one who would get that spot. So what do you think of the selection? Let's chat about it in the comments below. We'll go from there. It's good to be back. Go Blues.